So, what with the execution of the professor and the subsequent reign of the Reaper of the Bailey, I've successfully safeguarded law and order in our mighty capital for the past decade. That is everything. So, like, he's, like, we kind of figured it all out, haven't we? My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, I do hereby confess. It was I who sired the concept of the Reaper. However, let me say in my defense, it was all for the preservation of law and order against the entire empire. Lord Stronghart did it? An unforgivable collection of crimes, but still, all those who died at the Reaper's hands were rotten to the core anyway. It was all in aid of keeping London safe. There is no one left who can reveal the precise truth of what happened 10 years ago. Buddy, you shouldn't have said those words. We're gonna get someone busting in the room. Therefore, this trial can go no further. Now, I would like to entreat all those present. Beyond these four walls, nobody can know the truth. Even Her Majesty must be protected from this. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna kill everyone? I trust you all appreciate the importance of my request. It is, of course, for the good of the country. Can he do this? Can the trial really end now? I have one last question for the accused, Lord Van Zieks. What? Of course, I know that you're a highly accomplished prosecutor, so I find it hard to believe that you didn't have any doubts at all, that you never suspected your older brother. Yes, same thought occurred to me. I was only once, but yes, I couldn't say that I never had my doubts. My brother's sense of justice was extremely strong. Perhaps too strong, I observed. At that time, there were members of the aristocracy who were bleeding the country dry for their own gain. And since they were nobles, they were untouchable. For my brother, it was a source of great turmoil. And coincidentally at the same time, the professor began his terrifying reign. During the time of the professor killings, my brother did not appear to be himself. And that made you suspect? Yes. But it was only once, not more. Only once? Really? Clint wasn't the culprit. That was my conclusion at the time. And I still believe that now. Do you have any evidence to support that claim? The third victim was the Lord Chief Justice at the time. It was he who recognized my brother's potential and trained him as a prosecutor. Oh. No matter what the circumstances, it's unthinkable that my brother would have killed his friend and mentor. That will do. Neither Clint Van Zieks nor Genshin Asogi still walk this earth. However much we debate this matter now, we cannot hope to reach a conclusion. But there are only two extant pieces of evidence from the time. The woebegone ring that acted as the incriminating evidence to condemn Genshin Asogi, and the 3-paged last will and testament penned in black ink left behind by the man. The wretched truth of what happened is exactly as I have explained. Later today, I will present myself at the Ministry of Justice for whatever sanction is deemed appropriate. That is all. Court is adjourned. What?
Objection.
I was gonna say, there's no way. I love the objection into several hits. It's so good. Thank you, Kazuma. Me? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have made this 11th hour discovery. What discovery? My lord, I'm afraid I must insist the trial continues. I beg your pardon. As the court has been reminded today already, we must stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth. And to that end, one particular statement made by somebody in this courtroom moments ago revealed a very subtle contradiction. What contradiction? But all I did was ask the accused one simple question. Well, it began with Lord Van Zieks and his recollection about his brother, but Lord Stronghart didn't permit the defendant to speak at length. I merely pointed out that we can draw no further useful conclusions here, so where on earth is this contradiction? One of them definitely just said something contradictory. Time to identify who. I don't freaking recall someone who said something contradictory. There's no penalty here, so I'm gonna probably say it's Stronghart, though. It was Lord Stronghart, I'm sure of it. Something he said was slightly off. Come on, Renosuke, think back over his words, find the problem. Neither Clint Van Zieks nor Genshin Asogi still walk the earth, however much we debate this matter now. We cannot hope to reach a conclusion. There are only... Oh, yeah, only 2 pieces of evidence from the time. No, we also have the dog collar. We do have the dog collar. Right? Wait. Wait. 3 page. You naughty boy. What do you mean 3 pages? Lord Stronghart, would you care to explain? Explain what, counsel? Among the statements you made just a few moments ago, something you said was inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence we have. Inconsistent? And whilst an inconsistency remains, the defense has a right to pursue an explanation. Renosuke, what? Let me warn you about the statements you are making, counsel. They may very well prove fatal. You claim my words contain a contradiction? With what piece of evidence, I ask you? Boom. Boom, boom. This here is the will left behind by Mr. Asogi. The 2-paged will. What? Yet moments ago, your precise words were the 3-paged will. Last will and testament. Could it be that originally there was a 3rd page? For a moment, I thought perhaps you had identified something worthwhile. It's a mere trifle, I see. A trifle? Governor Caden. Oh, what can I do for you, sir? I forgot about him. You were present when the Japanese man penned his last will and testament. I was there for sure. I remember the black worm-like scrawls to this day. And I'm quite certain, my lord, that there was a 3rd page at the time. What? Only the first 2 pages were the actual will, though. If I mind correctly, the 3rd was a message to his lad back in Japan. For legal purposes, we required only his will. And we wouldn't have wanted any uncomfortable words about Britain to get back to Japan, eh? So it was decided that the 3rd page ought to be sent.
Objection.
How dare you make that decision? I had a right to know what it said, to hear my father's final words to me. The court is no place for sentimentality, counsel. As it happens, I have the 3rd page of the document, which me here now. Oh my god. My father's message. It will be given to you at the end of these proceedings. It'll be too late once the trial's over. We need to know what it says now. Even the slightest thing may give us a vital clue. My lord, the defense calls for Genshin Asogi's last words to his son to be read out before the court now. Your request is denied. The inevitably maudlin words. What the frick does maudlin mean? Can be of no consequence now.
Objection!
The prosecution agrees. The court should know the content of that message. Every possible piece of evidence must be thoroughly examined. Very well, then. Governor Caden, you will read the third page of the document for all present. I'll say, this is a really cool concept, but God, he folds too easily. Oh, yes, sir. Only I should point out, my lord, that I can actually read Werem language. This beautiful handwriting, shame on you, Barry. Who's speaking? Oh, hi. If I could be of assistance here, I'd be happy to translate the words into English for the court. Father! You're still here, are you, Dr. Mikotoba? Naturally, I consider myself a member of the judiciary, albeit a lonely one. But perhaps I should quietly withdraw after I've translated Genshin's message. Your cooperation is much appreciated. Kazuma, the truth is shrouded in darkness. A darkness only our clan's great sword can pierce. It's gonna be in the sword! Mighty Karma. Oh, there we go! Twist thy head and watch them fall. All I might have... But yeah, okay, here we go. I know exactly where this is! It's the end of the message, it would seem. Oh, it was a high... I didn't even... That's probably a haiku in Japanese. A haiku poem. Twist thy head. Bother. Hey, can we do that right now? It's right here. Okay, it's not... Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. What is Karuma? The name of the Asogi clan's famous sword. A razor-sharp blade known to all, passed down for generations. It embodies the Japanese spirit. It's not known to me. It's the katana sword that was committed as evidence earlier in the proceedings. The one worn by the prosecution counsel when he confronted Inspector Gregson. Seems to be on the third page. Can we twist it? Now? I knew it. There's a little latch here. See? Mighty Karma, twist thy head and watch them fall, all thy mighty mortal foes. That's the proper way to use a sword, is it? Maybe I should try it. Hurts my neck, that's a trouble. Mr. Naruhodo, if I might make a suggestion, I think perhaps it doesn't mean your head. Oh, I was like, what do you mean? Okay, sure. Oh, I once studied the history and development of the katana some time ago, and as I'm sure you're probably aware, the sword's head is the part at the very end of the hilt. It's written as head in Japanese, but it's pronounced as kashira, I believe. Kashira? Kashira, Kashira. So Mr. Sogi's words really mean twist the butt of the hilt? You don't think... I knew it! Look what's inside. Is that a tightly wound sheet of parchment? So like I called this super early or something there. Red ink. Scarlet ink. It's written in scarlet ink. I penned this, my last will and testament, in the final moments before my inevitable and willing death. This is it, isn't it? Mr. Naruhodo, look at the signature at the end. Clint Van Zieks and the date. 10 years ago on that fateful night. So for 10 years it's been silently concealed inside Karma and nobody knew. The last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zieks. Wait. Oh my goodness. Look at this. This is unbelievable. What is... What, wait, do we need to read it more closely? I can't look at it. There's a reason why. All these procrastinations are beginning to try my patience. Adjournment of this court is long overdue. As the presiding judge, I have been accommodating, as accommodating as possible, of the will in the courtroom. However, despite all that, no new information has come to light. That's wrong. In pursuit of justice, Lord Clint Van Zieks tragically lost all sense of morality. When he murdered his former mentor, clearly he was devoid of his normal faculties.
Objection!
How dare you? I refuse to believe that of my brother. Too much time has passed. We cannot ever hope to know more than we do now. Especially since the alleged will that he penned in his final moments appears to have been lost forever. Lord Stronghart, you appear to be in something of a hurry to wrap things up. Wonder why? We've heard that you state time and again during these proceedings that everything you did was in the interests of protecting British law and order, and I stand by that. Without the Reaper, we could never have achieved the reduction in crime the capital has seen.
Objection!
What about Inspector Gregson, then? And Dr. Wilson. They were no criminals. You used them to achieve your ends, and then you had them killed. However you dress it up, there was nothing fair or just about that. Lord Stronghart, what exactly is it you're hiding? Dr. Mikotoba, were you not to quietly withdraw after the translation of your former associate's will? Those are pointed words. In this courtroom, no argument carries weight unless it is supported by evidence. And it would seem that the defense has no more evidence to present. In which case, I hereby order all discourse from these proceedings to be struck from the record. You gonna do a big slappy? It's my last chance. Mr. Naruhodo, I have to present some decisive evidence now, or it's all over. But can I? Yeah. Wait, my lord. As it happens, the defense does have evidence to present. What? Don't be absurd. There is nothing of relevance remaining from the time.
Objection!
It's high time that you realize something, my lord. This gentleman has an uncanny habit of producing evidence at the final hour that had escaped everyone else's attention. Nonsense. What is it, Rinosuke? What do you have? I dare say, the final decisive piece of evidence that will reveal the whole truth about this rotten tale. How can you? Decisive? Well, it would appear there's no escaping it now, my lord. Let it be so, then. Present whatever you think can settle this decade-old enigma, if you're capable. What exactly is this evidence that the defense claims to be decisive? Boom.
Take that!
There's a single piece of evidence that can clarify what really happened 10 years ago. The last will and testament of Lord Clint Van Zieks. Ha! A wonderfully astute observation, I'm sure. But in case it escaped your notice, that document was lost long ago. That's right, it was. Only. I found it. Discovered just moments ago. Impossible. That can't be. Everything that's happened comes back to this will. This document. is the key that will unlock the entire mystery. Oh, good face. Oh, he's mad. Oh, we're getting Judge Breakdown. My brother's last will and testament. Where did you find that? It was rolled up inside this. Inside Karma? The ultimate weapon Genshin Asogi obtained has lain undisturbed in the hilt of this sword all these years, just waiting for the right time to emerge and reveal the truth. The signature and seal certainly look official. My God, it's true. It's my brother's handwriting. There can be no mistake. Two hands! I forbid the contents of that document from being read aloud. Do you hear me? I strictly forbid it. Too bad. You can't do that, my lord. This document could explain everything. That document could literally destroy the meaning of justice in this country. I demand that you hand it to me at once. Why? What are you trying to hide? Could it be that you already know what's written on this page? What are you implying? Court is adjourned with immediate effect. Clear the courtroom.
Objection.
Yeah, Cunty! Do that, my lord, and you'll suffer a fatal blow as Lord Chief Justice. I beg your pardon. Forcibly ending a trial without good reason? And not any trial. A closed trial by order of Her Majesty the Queen? To defy the monarch's will is treason. Dude, the witness stand is confident and he's faltering, exactly as the young Japanese man said. Read it out, now! We have a right to hear what's in that will. All right, on our duty. Well, my lord, it would rather appear as though proceedings aren't going quite as you'd hoped. You fools. Go ahead, Rinosuke, read it. The prosecution gives its full support. Very well, then. No, for God's sake. No! Dude. I pen this, my last will and testament, in the final moments before my inevitable and willing death. The hour is 11 p.m. and I sit at my writing desk in my office. My good friend Asogi stands at my shoulder. He has expressed his intent to invoke the dying ritual of the duel, that I may depart this world with honor, an honor of which I am utterly undeserving. The Japanese are a truly merciful people. I, Clint Van Zieks, Lord of the Manor of the Van Zieks Estate, hereby confess to the following. I am the killer who has come to be known in society as the Professor, guilty of 4 counts of murder. I will not hear discourse I will not hear. Okay, I see what you're saying. I will not hear discourse the corruption rife among the aristocracy, which is to me as one of them so apparent. However, 6 months ago, I took the life of the member of the House of Lords at the heart of the depravity. A demon who habitually sacrificed the common man to further his own interests, abusing his position of power. The law is impotent against such vile avarice. Only a fellow demon can rid society of this menace. Dude, that demon was my quarry, upon whom I willingly set my great hound. But though I am a hunter of some experience, I am a poor felon, it seems. My guilt was at once recognized by another, and I became subject to his extortion. He held over me the threat of exposing my wicked crime to my beloved wife and brother. Under that threat, I have done this man's bidding for months now, killing those he demanded I kill. I sure wonder who. As I watched my former mentor perish before my eyes at the jaws of the hound I commanded, I realized that I had lost the last shred of decency within me and sunk to the level of a wild beast. There is no path back to the light, be it I or my dear friend Asogi who dies this night. I am eternally damned. To my extortioner, male Stronghart, may you feel the jaws of the beast at your throat every time you swallow. Oh my god. Oh my god! It's over! He's smiling. Oh, he knows it's over. So now we know. Yes, Clint Van Zieks was a murderer. But somebody was directing him and naming his victims. His extortioner, Lord Male Stronghart. It was you! Lord Stronghart, a moment ago, you claimed that what the court had just heard could destroy justice in this country. But you weren't trying to protect justice at all. All you were trying to do was conceal the secret of your true nature and the countless lives you've sacrificed up till now. It just didn't make sense to me that the third victim, the former Chief Justice, was my brother's benefactor and a man of lofty principles. As I said, Clint had no possible reason to kill the man. But you did, didn't you, Lord Stronghart? To eliminate the man who stood between you and the office you'd set your sights on. So you used your own hunting dog, Clint Van Zieks, to take him down. It had to be done. London's unsavory shadows are deep, and the arm of the law fails to reach their depths. Crime must be cut off at the roots. But the Lord Chief Justice at the time couldn't see that. He was weak. Lofty principles, you say. Tantamount to cowardice, if you ask me. Which is why I took his place. In order to fight the crime he was allowing to spread like wildfire. By murdering the man, the Reaper, the Professor, the name makes no difference. As I've explained countless times already, it was all done for the furtherance of law and order in London.
Objection.
Are you going to legitimize the murder of my father now too? Genshin Asogi. Well, that was unfortunate. I'd fully intended to send him back to Japan as we'd agreed. I don't believe you. It was you, wasn't it? You killed him. No, it wasn't me who took your father's life. Then who? On the night following his mock execution, I went to Lowgate Cemetery at 3 in the morning with Jigoku. Judge Jigoku? There had to be a collaborator on the Japanese side to manage Asogi's treatment after his repatriation. Jigoku had fierce ambition, made him easy to manipulate. 10 years ago, after he stood trial for the destruction of the witness stand, I had words with him. When I told him of the position of Minister of Foreign Affairs could be his, he couldn't agree fast enough. Seishiro, you fool. As you know, Asogi escaped the prison in a closed casket and was subsequently interred. Wait! Was this the same gun that killed him then? We intended to dig him out of his grave before he ran out of air. But sadly, all did not go to plan. Yeah, he saw it there. There was an unexpected visitor to the cemetery with his own ideas about digging up graves. A man who witnessed what nobody was supposed to see. Enoch Drebber. Of course, I knew grave robbers frequented London's cemeteries. But that grave on that particular night... Blast, if people find out the convict wasn't really executed, the scandal will rock the very foundations of the Empire. And what do? Shoot him, Mr. Jigoku. Shoot Asogi at once. He can't live now that this happened. He has to go. What are you talking about? You had an agreement. You promised him he could return to Japan. Everything has changed now. If the truth got out because of this, both of us would be finished forever. Both judges were in on it. Oh my god! Come on, Jigoku, do it. Pull the trigger. Shoot! No way. And he was found guilty. He was found guilty for both crimes. Jigoku shot Asogi from the shadows. The grave robber was so close the blood sprayed over his coat. He fled as fast as his legs would carry him. Then Jigoku and I put Asogi's body back in the grave from which he just emerged. When I later learned of the waxwork modeler's presence at the scene as well, I made her swear to two things: never to remove the professor's mask, and never to speak of the events of that night. And with that, the secret was buried with Asogi's corpse. So, now you know what really happened in Logate Cemetery that night. I like how he's confessing, and he's hoping people in the audience are going to go like, yeah, okay, no, it makes sense. You're trying to preserve the country. And not the fact that people are going to go like, what the hell? So, like, it's double over. It was Jigoku, your Japanese acquaintance, who killed Asogi in the end, you see. He claimed to be the man's friend, but when push came to shove, he pulled the trigger. That's insane. Just before Mr. Jigoku left the courtroom earlier, he said that the assassin exchange proposal was a demand from his British counterpart, not a request. So you coerced him too? Using what happened in the graveyard? By that time, Jigoku was Minister of Foreign Affairs negotiating international treaties with Britain. You can imagine what would happen if it came to light he'd murdered a compatriot 10 years earlier. He would have lost everything. I merely reminded him of that. How do you sleep at night? In front of a giant clock, apparently. These past 10 years, I've fought tirelessly with the darker recesses of London's criminal underworld, and I've used whatever means necessary to ensure that justice prevails and law and order reign supreme. That couldn't be further from the truth. Fact is, you haven't fought crime at all. How dare you? I saved Clint Van Zieks from dishonor in his death.
Objection.
Whilst behind the scenes, you systematically buried anyone who stood in your way. And then you made my father take the blame. It was unavoidable. It was the only way to protect our justice system and public order. Let's not forget the others you had killed as well. Setting the defendant up as the Reaper to cover up the truth behind the murders of countless more. That's enough! Do you have any idea of the conniving that led to the acquittals of those wretched criminals? We have to fight fire with fire. Our courts can't function without a Reaper. Can't you see all I've done for this country? This has been my struggle.
Objection.
You've done nothing. It's Lord Van Zieks here who worked tirelessly and justly in court while enduring the disgrace of the Reaper name. And Inspector Gregson, fraught with anguish for having sullied his hands through a desire to do the right thing. Not to mention Genjin Asogi, who risked his life going in pursuit of the truth you tried to hide. No, the darker recesses of London's underworld were largely filled with you. You little... Oh my god, your eyes, bud. Will you get it through your thick skulls? That it was all for Queen and country, I'm tiring of that excuse. You've consistently twisted the truth for bargaining power to make others do your bidding. Nothing more. People who willingly twist the truth and coerce others have no right to call themselves part of the judiciary. I strongly suggest you don't ever talk of justice again. It's like 10 p.m. I'm not screaming too loud. Yo, stoic. Man seems frozen. Oh? EBA. EBA. Well. Dear me, my dear fellows. Dear me. Can you imagine if the Elite Beat agents bust in? God, what a crossover that'd be. A well-deserved round of applause, I think, for quite a marvelous performance. Oh, we're doing the Gant Damon again. What are you talking about? These delightfully grave expressions, that beautifully pronounced Queen's English. Really, all friends from the Far East are quite the picture of industriousness. You fraud. Keep your mockery. Please, don't misunderstand. It really is exactly as you both said. What are you trying to say? I have occupied the darker recesses of London's underworld and, how did you put it, done nothing. I confess it's a little embarrassing to have it pointed out quite so starkly, but yes, I really have done nothing, which means I can be indicted for nothing. No. What? It's true. Personally, oh my god, your hair looks more evil. I have committed no crime. I have merely been surrounded by fools who've acted very rashly indeed.
Objection.
You can't get away with that. You've consistently preyed on people's weaknesses. And what? Threatened them? Are you sure it wasn't just bargaining? I would like to address all the good lords, ladies, and gentlemen of the judiciary here present. You all know of these darker recesses in our great capital, and deep down, I believe you also know that to fight those who dwell there requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves. So let me appeal to your good sense now. Consider the situation with me. If this catalog of horrifying revelations were to become common knowledge among the 6 million inhabitants of London, what might happen? To learn that the infamous murderer of royals and nobles was a respected member of the aristocracy himself, that evidence was fabricated in the scapegoat's trial amid secret negotiations with prosecutors to effect a jailbreak, that the Reaper of the Bailey was an organized group of assassins managed by a Scotland Yard inspector, and finally, that it was all masterminded by the Lord Chief Justice himself. The general public of Britain knew that. What if we're broadcasting this to like Sholmes with the bunny, and then the bunny plays it on radios? They don't have radios now, do they? They probably don't. Well, maybe. I don't know. The general public of Britain knew the truth. All faith in the police and prosecutor's office would be completely lost, without doubt. Public order in the capital would completely break down. We'd be cast down to the lawless days of the last century. Precisely as it was 100 years ago, when 1 in 10 of the population were criminals. Think about what we've accomplished since then. Public policing force, a comprehensive set of laws. And if we want to continue to protect this new era of law and order, then I say again, we must at times occupy the darkness ourselves. We have successfully identified and apprehended the man responsible for taking Inspector Gregson's life. That is all that was expected of this trial. All these other matters that have been discussed will be eliminated from the minutes of these proceedings in the interests of preserving law and order. No, not the minute guy. The guy who's been writing so much. And to protect Her Majesty the Queen, of course. Well, my lords and ladies, what say you? He has a point. Things Lord Stronghart has done are quite unforgivable. But on the other hand, isn't our duty to maintain law and order in the capital? You can't deny that the threat of the Reaper over the years has done wonders for the crime rate. And by fair means or foul, that's all thanks to Lord Stronghart. Oh my god, they're cheering for him! Are you hearing this? This is the will of the British judiciary? Oh my god, dude. For your rousing response, friends, I express my heartfelt gratitude. Therefore, in accordance with the overwhelming wishes of the court, the records will be erased. I have to respect the man's ability to turn a situation to his favor. Lord Stronghart really is a master of manipulation. You've conclusively proven his guilt, yet he still manages to evade justice. I just don't know what we can do. Ryunosuke, looks like the trial really is going to come to an end now. I'm almost out of options, I think. There's really only one path left open to me. Okay, it says use evidence? Use evidence. Okay. Yes, as I know only too well, the only thing that carries any weight in court is hard evidence. Okay, well, this is the right choice. It's playing the super version of the objection theme. But Mr. Naruhodo, what evidence is there to use at this stage in the trial? I have an idea. I don't know whether anything will come of it, but if there was ever a time for using this particular... Again, it's using, right?
Take that!
Oh my, yes! Mr. Sholmes asked if you had that with you earlier. We've exposed all of Stronghart's wrongdoings now. I've no doubt that Mr. Sholmes had already deduced exactly how the truth would unfurl. So I think it must be time for the great detective to take center stage, don't you? What are we gonna do? Yes, absolutely. Let's take the hair by the ears then and heave. All right, here goes. Heave! Ow, 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 ow. My dear fellows, must I remind you every time a gentle tug will suffice? Mr. Sholmes, you're looking in quite the wrong direction, Mr. Naruhodo. Because I'm over here. Mr. Naruhodo, he's... what? Sorry, you have hologram technology? It's Mr. Sholmes. What the frick? This is not right. How? What? I wasn't expecting you back, Sholmes. Delighted to be here again, Lord Stronghart. What? What is the meaning of this? Bailiff, seize him. Put the man in irons. This is a closed court. You've been warned already once, man. Ha ha! What? We can't get a hold of him, my lord. Well, we just go right through him. Look at him! Look at him! What is this unique dance animation he's never done before? This is a new dance that they made just for him to meme on them. That's amazing. I'm afraid your efforts are wasted. You see, the great detective you see before you is composed entirely of light and shadow, an image, if you will. Mr. Naruhodo, I must congratulate you on your fine deductions. Mr. Sholmes, what on earth is... Are you familiar, I wonder, with the invention known as the telephone? Well, yes, I hear that some public telephones have been installed recently in Tokyo. The sound of the speaker's voice is converted into an electronic signal and transmitted instantly to another place. Quite. Sounds are transmitted, so could not images... What are we doing? This is silly. Could not images keep them company, I'm mused. Iris and I did some modest experimentation, developed such a device specifically for this very day. Modest experiment, Mr. Sholmes? What a modest description. And somewhat incidentally, I thought we might just as well transmit an entire scene. Oh my god, we are transmitting it. Somewhat incidentally, Mr. Sholmes? Now you're just being immodest. Do you mean to say you're not actually here, Sholmes? I knew my trusty partner would have no trouble grasping the concept. Except he's grasping the stand to steady himself after your shock arrival. Poor father. I would have hoped he would have been forewarned, being the great detective's great partner. Leave my courtroom at once. Get out, or I swear to you. Dear me. You, on the other hand, Lord Stronghart, appear to have a very poor grasp of the situation. Allow me to reiterate, I am not here, which would, I hope, lead naturally to one asking, where exactly are you? The very question I was awaiting. I am at present enjoying the air in a rather splendid garden. Garden? Not just any garden, you understand. A garden at Buckingham Palace. Oh no. What? You can't be. Buckingham Palace. Are you on a date with the Queen? What's Buckingham Palace, Miss Sato? I've never heard of it. Do you ever read the news, Mr. Naruhodo? Mr. Sholmes? Is Iris with you there? Well, now, Iris is currently enjoying some tea. Oh my god! With Her Majesty. Oh my god. Her Majesty? Not just any Her Majesty, you understand. Her Majesty, the Queen of the British Empire. What? Oh my god. What on earth is this all about? Buckingham Palace is Her Majesty the Queen's residence in London, Mr. Naruhodo. Order in the court. I demand immediate silence. Her Majesty the Queen, you can't be. I mean, no. This is some sort of unforgivably distasteful trickery by a third-rate detective, that's all. Unforgivably distasteful trickery? What an apt description. A closed court session attended by elite members of the judiciary is a rare event. I presumed Her Majesty would be more than a little curious about the proceedings. So I decided to show her everything. From the start to finish. Huh? You showed her? Indeed. By dint of the Herlock Sholmes remote cinematograph. You meddling. This is some kind of nightmare. Just as I appear to be standing before you, regaling you with the talk of my latest invention, no doubt you've inferred that the reverse is also true. You don't mean Her Majesty has seen and heard every moment of the proceedings. I assume there'd be no objection. After all, every trial in this country is conducted under the auspices of Her Majesty, as you know. You... I confess I'm quite impatient to hear Her Majesty's opinion about the unforgivably distasteful trickery in which you've been engaging in over the past 10 years. No, I was merely... Oh, so sorry to keep you all waiting. Vicky and I have so much to talk about. Queen Victoria! You call her Vicky! Iris, there you are. In fact, I have a little message here from Her Majesty. I was going to say, they're not going to make a model for the Queen. I have a little message here from Her Majesty. A message? Well then, if everyone is sitting comfortably, forthwith and with immediate effect, all authority previously afforded to male Stronghart is hereby revoked for evermore. Furthermore, he will be prosecuted for crimes against his country in a public trial by jury in the coming days. So, it seems that Her Majesty doesn't believe we need to fight fire with fire. Justice in this country needn't be administered from the shadows at all. Male Stronghart, the darkness you fostered to conceal your despicable actions these last 10 years is a thing of the past now. After today, your brand of law and order has no future, because no longer are you the Lord Chief Justice. In the eyes of the law and of Her Majesty the Queen, you are nothing but a criminal. Adjourned! 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 Court is adjourned! Ugh. No, justice has broken. Oh my god, the slam, the fire. Oh, I wanted it to go onto him for a second. Oh, I thought it was gonna tip too... Wait, I was gonna say, I thought it was gonna tip too far. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo! What the hell? That's so cool! Oh my god, that was so cool. Okay. That might be one of my favorite breakdowns in the entire franchise, just because of how huge of an ending it is. And imagine on the 3DS seeing that fall towards you. That would have been so cool. Oh my god, dude is singed. Lord Clint Van Zieks left a will in which he confessed to everything. When those words came out of Asogi's mouth, it deranged me completely. I knew I must do everything and anything in my power to contain the situation. But I couldn't find the damn document. Searched his cell, but it wasn't there. Which precipitated the jailbreak plot, I presume. Wait, what do you mean? The need to obtain that will was all-consuming. I was sure that if I facilitated Asogi's escape, he would emerge with the will somewhere on his person. But despite searching his limp body in the cemetery that night, it still eluded me. It never even crossed my mind that it was concealed in the sword's hilt. Like how they're talking to no one now. There's no judge up there. So can you imagine? Oh, I'm here. Don't forget me. I've come to face this trial because you need a judge, and I've been sitting in the back this whole time. What pains me now is that my brother left this world without a word to me. I'm sorry, Lord Van Zieks. In point of fact, I think perhaps that isn't the case. Sorry? How can that be? There is more to his last will and testament. What? Oh, I feel like we should have finished reading it, but we did kind of hit an important stop point. As I confront the prosecution of my demise, I feel bitter regret for my younger brother. Barok, you have always looked up to me, and now you follow in my footsteps to become a prosecutor. It is my fervent wish that my unspeakable deed should not hinder your advancement. I ask not for understanding, for none could understand my depravity. I only ask for forgiveness. Asogi is a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He's agreed to honor my final two wishes. The first is that this document survives. The second, I cannot commit to paper. I have confessed to my sins to my wife. Oh, may she find resolution in my death. My eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint Van Zieks. Clint. Huh. God, you look like a wet dog. You look like a sad, wet dog. Male Stronghart, you colluded with Seishiro Jigoku in a criminal plot so immense, spanned the oceans, and you cold-heartedly murdered all those who knew the truth about what happened 10 years ago. Why did you set about that now, a whole decade later? To ascend to the very peak. These last 10 years made me realize being the Lord Chief Justice wasn't enough. Short of becoming Her Majesty's Attorney General, I could have no real power to effect the changes needed in this country. And for that promotion, I needed to ensure no remnants of the past remained. How could you? I like everything to run smoothly in the exact manner I prescribe, like a well-oiled machine. And I was just a step away. And for your ambition to succeed, did you even bother to count the number of brilliant people you had killed? Ah, Mr. Reaper, are you not forgetting something? Such as, you very much adopted your usual prosecutor-like demeanor in the proceedings now. But the reality of the situation is that you are the defendant in this trial. However, the presiding judge would appear to have fallen from the bench, as it were. Are you gonna go up there? Yes! Oh my god, yes! It did the thing I was saying! May I suggest, therefore, that we entrust the final adjudication to an old friend? My lord.
As a member of the judiciary, I have been following the proceedings from the gallery, and I must say, I shan't ever forget the extraordinary battle between good and evil that I witnessed here today.
I've waited for you to come back for so long, my good man.
The darkness that has blighted justice in our lands these past 10 years has at last been dispelled, thanks in no small part to the efforts of a bright young star from the east. Defense Counsel Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord?
On behalf of everyone here present in the Old Bailey, I give you my heartfelt thanks.
You're too kind, my lord. First time I faced you in court, just under a year ago now, I had the faintest of intimations that if British justice, so warped and twisted over its long history, was finally to no change, this might just be the man to do it. What? But at the time, I wouldn't allow myself to acknowledge the possibility. I couldn't overcome my hatred of the Japanese after the circumstances of my brother's death. Mr. Naruhodo, allow me to apologize for countless discourtesies on my part. You are a lawyer of boundless talent. What's okay? You said sorry. All the racism's gone now. That's how that works. It's immediate. You said you're sorry? All right, blank slate. We're good to go. Oh, Lord Van Zieks. When I first arrived in Great Britain, I was literally a nobody. Certainly not a lawyer. The truth is, my fortunes have entirely been made by the miraculous people I've met. My best friend, Kazuma Sogi, who led me here to Britain in the first place. My loyal and ever-patient judicial assistant, Miss Asato, who helped me study to become a real lawyer. The brilliant Lord Van Zieks, who never failed to challenge his Nipponese rival. And not to mention, the exceptional master of logic and reasoning, who showed me the true art of deduction, Mr. Sholmes. Saving the best for last, Mr. Naruhodo? What a relief. I'm well aware that without all these people's help and support, I wouldn't be where I am today. Truth is a guiding light that always leads to happiness. I've lived by that principle for a long time now, but actually it's not true. The truth can also cause great pain. Sometimes even people leave on the brink of despair. I think I read that completely wrong. What was that? Can I get that again? The truth can also cause great pain, sometimes even leave people... No, okay, that is correct. Okay, it sounded weird, though. I see what he's saying, though. And for that reason, there are those who feel the need to hide the truth, who do it instinctively, even. But as soon as we allow our eyes to settle on something other than the truth, the darkness takes hold. And from there it grows, until eventually, it makes us blind to the guiding light of the truth altogether. So that's why it's my belief that we must all resolve never to avert our eyes from what is just and true. One final slappy! That we can continue to walk the straight and narrow path ahead. Well, I must excuse myself now. But before I go, Mr. Naruhodo, let me compliment you on your grand opus. What? Without your beautifully composed case against Lord Stronghart, Her Majesty would never have been unable to act. Thanks to you and your fellows, the haunting undertones corrupting Britain's justice system have been silenced. Thank you very much. So, until our paths cross again somewhere.
Well then, it would appear that this long trial has finally come to an end.
3 hours for me on just this part alone. My apologies for any anxiety it caused, my lord.
I'm quite sure we shall meet again here in the courtroom before long, Prosecutor Barok, rather. In conclusion of these proceedings, I hereby declare the defendant, Barok van Zieks, not guilty.
That was a wild final trial. That was a lot. But it didn't go too much, I feel.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
That's like regular final court case length. Like it's no rise from the ashes, obviously, but no other case is. But 4th of November 4th. Wild the Force. It really is all over. But did I sacrifice too much? Mr. Naruhodo, I really must congratulate you. It was a truly splendid performance. Honestly, I couldn't be happier for you. Oh, thank you very much. But I really couldn't have done it without you at my side through it all, Mrs. Sato. Oh! Your kind words mean so much to me. It really was a very splendid show, that, Naruhodo. I'd have thought you'd be smiling from ear to ear, but you look rather glum. Well, a lot of people are dead. Also, of course, I'm delighted about the verdict, but in exposing the truth, I'm afraid I've caused my client a great deal of pain. I'm really not sure that's what a lawyer ought to be doing. Oh well, in that case, I'm quite sure that when you see Lord Van Zieks' smiling face, everything will seem much better. Yeah, that's not happening. Mrs. Sato, everything seems worse. He has a face like thunder. Oh dear, I really shouldn't have presumed. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Almost a year it's been now since I first encountered you here in this very courthouse. For you to have risen to the level of excellence you demonstrated today, well, it's quite remarkable. But I exposed the most unpalatable truth you could ever imagine in court today. I feel as though I've robbed you of something you held so dear. What was it he said? To fight those who dwell in the darkness requires at least some of us to occupy the darkness ourselves. But that was just the feeble excuse of a coward. Only those with a steadfast eye for the truth could have what it takes to fight the dark forces of crime. You made fine work of establishing that fact in court today. Oh. Well, thank you. What magnanimous words. I'm quite sure that Kazuma-sama would have a smile on his face at this very moment if he were here. Kazuma? Nope. Miss Sasato, there's another face like thunder here. Oh my, and he really was here. Lord Van Zieks, allow me to congratulate you on your acquittal. Congratulate me, or curse me. You failed to bring down the Reaper. I owe you an apology. No, it is I who should apologize. Your father, Genshin. If I had been stronger, then perhaps I made an unforgivable error of judgment. I can offer no excuse. And I can offer no forgiveness. That said, I suppose you fought for justice and the truth. For that, at least, I can't withhold respect. Your words mean more to me than you could know. I will hold them dear. Kazuma-sama. I must say, there's one thing that's still bothering me. Who is Iris's parents? What's that? The will that Lord Clint Van Zieks wrote before his duel with my father. Sogi is a fine detective and a hunter worthy of respect. He's agreed to honor my final 2 wishes. Yeah, it was the second one, right? I've confessed my sins to my wife. May she find resolution in my death. With eternal gratitude to my Japanese friend, I rest my quill. Clint Van Zieks. What can the second of his final wishes have been? And your father agreed to honor, you mean? Think perhaps I might be able to shed some light on that. What? Father? It was 10 years ago, as you know, the day before the execution was scheduled. I went to the prison to say my farewells to Genshin. Why aren't you putting up more of a fight, Genshin? If you'd only agreed to it, Seishiro and I would gladly petition the government. We've been through this already. You don't need to worry about me. Anyway, Eugen, I have a favor to ask of you. Something of great importance. You're one of my greatest friends, Genshin. Whatever it is, consider it done. I'm going to tell you an address. I need you to go there at once, in secret and telling no one. You should find... Oh boy, what are we doing? You should find a lady of the gentry in hiding there. A lady of the gentry? I don't even know what that phrase means. She's not in a good way. And she's with child. Oh, wait. The birth is imminent. As a medical man, I'd like you to attend to her. Please, you're her only hope. By any chance, is the child yours, Genshin? Don't be daft, okay? Whose? It's a favor that was asked of me by a man I knew. As his dying wish. Wait! Is the implication that Van Zieks is Iris's uncle? My goodness. I swore to the man that I would help. And I would do whatever I could for his wife and his... Oh my god! She is like is a descendant of the Baskervilles. And partly... Oh my god, what? I could do it... Okay. If something should happen to me, I need to ask you the same favor. You're the only person I know that I can truly rely on. What did you say? Something should happen to you. Tomorrow night, you're going to be... You never know, though, do you? What life will bring. All right, then. Tell me the address. I'll head there at once with Seishiro and... No, not with him. Pardon? There's a favor I'm asking of you, and only you, Eugen. Right, I see. Very well, then. That very night, I caught a train from Paddington, the Bear, to Dartmouth in Devon. The Bear himself. I found the old house in the middle of nowhere it was. An old hunting hound lay asleep in the grounds. The poor woman was on the floor at the back of a darkened room. She was in mortal danger. I broke her waters to Wow, I never thought about wow, okay, this is crazy to hear about in an Ace Attorney game. I broke her waters to I don't even know what it means to break the waters. To precipitate the labor before she weakened further, but it was a torturous birth. I did everything humanly possible for her and her child. In the end, only the child remained, though, I'm guessing. And in the end, I was lucky enough to welcome a new life into the world. But tragically, my efforts to save the mother's life were in vain. I held the healthy newborn girl in my arms and wept for longer than I care to remember. Eventually, in something of a daze, I looked around the room. There was precious little in it, but an old travel trunk caught my eye. Baskerville. It had clearly been well looked after over the years, made of top-quality leather with fine stitching. But it was when I saw the emblem on the side that everything dropped into place. B for Baskerville. Baskerville? You mean the woman was the wife of Lord Clint van Zieks? That's right. The newborn was his daughter. I did not expect that. But that makes no sense. Why on earth wouldn't Clint have entrusted the child to my care in that case? I was completely unaware that he even had a daughter. I suppose he didn't really have any choice. What? Well, your brother said that he'd confessed everything to his wife, so she must have been beside herself with worry for her child. If the true identity of the professor were ever to be made public, the girl would be forever branded as the daughter of the infamous mass murderer. So the only solution was to distance the young girl from the Van Zieks family as much as possible. I don't believe it. I imagine that in his final hour, Lord Clint Van Zieks made the obvious choice. He would have thought to himself, this Japanese man here is someone I can trust. I honored my promise to Genshin, of course. However, only a month later I was summoned back to Japan, and without disclosing the parentage of the child, I couldn't obtain permission to take her with me. Oh, how awful. I was completely at a loss. In the end, I had to ask my great friend. I asked him if he would be a father to her. That being Mr. Sholmes, I presume? Yes. He took one look into my eyes and agreed to it on the spot. Mr. Sholmes, he has a heart of gold. I wonder if... is Brianowski going to be like, so where's that child now, I wonder? Really, all it can be said that I did for the child was to give her a name. You gave the name? Oh? When I'd come to Britain, I was trying to escape from the grief of losing my darling wife. So it was her name that I gave the little girl. Oh! Your wife's name, Professor McToba? In other words... Name of my mother. Ayame Mikatoba. Oh! That's right. Ayame. Or in English, Iris. I didn't know that those were the same names. Iris. Putting it together. I had no idea. That's everything clicking in place. Ouch! Miss Naruhodo, what's wrong? The little thing just pinched me on the behind through my trouser pocket hard. Ah, my dear fellows, can you hear me? Mr. Sholmes, is that you? Ding dong. Ow! Yes, we can hear you. You see what excessive tugging can do. We'll let that be a lesson to you. Mr. Sholmes, we weren't able to thank you properly before, but you were simply marvelous. Your checkmate move was a stroke of genius. Indeed it was, wasn't it? I surpassed myself, I feel. What if he was just lying? What if he was like, I did this, but I wasn't with the queen? It would become apparent to me that to stop the Lord Chief injustice, would require such measures. Runo, Susie! Oh, Iris! Oh, I'm so pleased. What a wonderful outcome. Her Majesty Queen Vicky. No, okay, you actually were with the queen. Said she thought my special blend was delicious. Oh, I'm sure she did. After all, no one brews a more delicious tea than you do, Iris. Let's have a party to celebrate. And Mr. Reaper, you simply must come too. What? I'm afraid I couldn't. The Reaper of the Bailey, flustered by a 10-year-old girl, again. No, really? Oh, pooh. But I give you my word that I shall present myself at your residence in the near future to express my gratitude. Oh, how lovely. You've promised now, I won't let you forget. Bye for now, then. All right, Iris, thank you for all your help earlier. Oh, that was nothing. Just come back home soon. Oh, ow! Ugh. One final pinch goodbye, was it? There's a smile. Well, I think I ought to be leaving. Lord Van Zieks, would you care to accompany me? Certainly. Mr. Naruhodo, allow me once again to express my deep gratitude to you. I believe you saved my life. Wait, Lord Van Zieks. Yes. What are you intending to do now? Well, clearly, I shall have to resign from the prosecutor's office. Oh no! I intend to publicize the full truth about the professor case. Once that's done, the Van Zieks family will be ostracized completely from London society. Surely not. So as soon as I am free from my employment, I shall leave the capital. Oh, I see. Don't be a fool. Who's this? Oh, yeah. Are those the actions of a man once feared as the mighty Reaper of the Bailey? I beg your pardon. The past 10 years, you've endured the pseudonym and been cast as one of the dark forces yourself. Now that you've finally been freed from that disrepute, the battle is just beginning, surely. Well, certainly never expect to hear those words from your lips. These two got some do people ship these two? I bet you they do. I waited a very long time to come to London. Now I'm properly here. I intend to learn all that I can. Anyway, goodbye for now, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Kazuma Sogi. Seems as though he's really matured suddenly. He's not the only one who's matured, Mr. Naruhodo. Huh? Well, I think we should make our way back to Baker Street. We must help Iris with tonight's dinner. We must! That's right. fish and chips for Gregson, who I am so shocked was not like I thought Gregson would come back to life. I thought it was a ruse. It was then that I came to an important decision about my future. I mean, now we don't have to worry about being told to come home, right? I think we're fine. I'm home. Oh, hi, Gina. About time you got here. Well, you've been waiting ages, Odo. What are you doing with that colorful piece of history? It's a party, isn't it? It's gotta go off with a bang. I mean, fireworks, ideally. We ain't got no fire. Smoke's the next best thing, ain't it? There's a girl on Fresno Street who could help you with that, I think. Right. Remember that. You don't have to reload that thing every time I speak. Really must hear this. It's quite the most extraordinary thing. Who's this? Oh. I assure you, it will defy expectations. Take down every detail now, Mikitoba. Oh, the world-famous great detective regaling his partner with his tale of adventure, a sight to behold. Would you care to hazard a guess? Where do you suppose the fiendish runaway had concealed himself? What do you believe? Inside the trunk I found abandoned in his cabin. I would believe it, yes. I say, Mikitoba, I detect not a hint of surprise. I wonder why that is, Maybe because I was there at the scene as well, Sholmes? What? You were? Then why the deuce didn't you say so before? Not quite the sight I was expecting to behold, but still. It's hard not to feel privileged to see it. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. I'm Professor Mikitoba. I'm finally back from the Bailey. And not a moment too soon. A feast prepared by Iris and Miss Sasato awaits. I must say, I haven't seen Sasato looking so happy in a very long time. Ah, Runo, there you are. Dinner's on the table, everyone. Please, do come and take a seat. Time to fill me boots. Start just shoveling in, like, the mushy peas into her boots. This is before the invention of leftover containers. Goodness, is that really true, Gina? Yep. I'm losing me copper's club and going back to what I know best. It's a diver's life for me. Oh, really? You're really leaving the police force? But why, Ginny? Okay, that's the biggest surprise. Well, boss ain't around no more, so... Oh. Anyway, no matter how hard I try, our Reaper ain't ever gonna accept a diver turned dick, is he? Please don't call it that. Well, people can change, you know. Ah, yes. That reminds me. Rather thoughtfully, I offered to relieve the bailiff of this now defunct piece of evidence. It's the inspector's pocket watch, and the crown has been reattached. That watch was his pride and joy, symbol of his great achievements at Scotland Yard. 10 years without fail, it measured every second of the man's remarkable career. But now, it's stopped. Someone needs to keep the memory of Inspector Gregson's career alive by taking on the great responsibility of winding that watch every single day. Yes, someone with an equally fierce detective spirit. It's gotta be me. Ain't no one else. Quite right. I mean, after all, boss was... Well, he was my boss. Yes, Ginny, yes he was. Oh yeah, and I made you a promise and all, didn't I, Iris? And I become a proper detective one day and track down your old man. Oh! Alright then, it's decided. I'll do it, and I swear. I'll find your dad and bring him back kicking and screaming. I'm not entirely sure that would be appropriate. Yeah, I think, Gina, it might be best to, well... I think I'd like you to forget that promise, Ginny. Iris?
Well, obviously I've always wondered about who my real daddy is. Of course I have. I wanted to know where I've come from. I thought it might tell me something about myself. But I've caused such a lot of trouble trying to find out for so many people. Early, Bruno, Professor Mickey.
Oh, no, not at all, my dear. Really, you owe no apology to no anyone.
Well, anyway, I've decided to give up on it because I finally realized my daddy is the greatest in the world. I don't think it matters what his name is or where he's from. Don't you agree? Hurley? Aww.
With every word, Iris.
Thank you, Hurley. Thank you, Daddy. Aww, I'm gonna cry!
No! I think Mikotoba. Yes, Sholmes. I think I ought to express my gratitude to you. Oh. For 6 years, you and I solved many a mystery together. And during that time, I remember countless expressions of gratitude for our good services. But a moment ago, I heard the most pleasing expression of gratitude of them all. I should never have experienced it, but not for you. You old softy, Sholmes. But I must confess, it's a weight off my mind to hear you say it. Well then, I think this calls for a lengthy violin recital, wouldn't you say?
Oh, well, the food would go cold. That's the only problem. Maybe next week, Hurley?
Are you sure a week is long enough, Iris? Oh, it's good. Even amidst the most troubling of cases, even reeling from the most shocking of revelations, returning in the evening to this suite of rooms, there's always warmth and happiness to be had. The home of the world's greatest detective, and my home too, with my greatest family. I was hoping that the Dharma eye would be colored in. It's also still a mess up here. This attic room has been my home and office for almost a year now. I've certainly had some unforgettable experiences whilst I've lived here. But I think now, time has come. Dharma? Oh no, time to bid this place farewell. Naruhodo. Oh, no, wrong voice. Oh, Professor. Are you alone? I didn't hear any sound from Sasato's room. Yeah, Sasato-san went out after dinner. She took a carriage. Something about an important matter she needed to take care of. See. Feminine hygiene products, I wanted to thank you for what you did earlier. Oh. With Iris, I mean. When the subject of her father came up. Or Clint Van Zieks. I made up my mind many years ago never to tell her who her real father was. It was agreed with Genshin after all. Clint Van Zieks' final wishes before he died, you mean? Yes, I've had to take some rather drastic steps at times to protect that secret, Calling Sasato back to Japan 6 months ago, for example. Oh, that's why? When I read Soseki-san's report about his final days in London, my heart nearly stopped. He'd stumbled across the crux of that terrible case, the dog's collar. The description of the Baskerville insignia left me in no doubt. Baskerville. You decided to investigate that insignia. Sooner or later, you'd have made the connection to Van Zieks. And to make matters worse, Sasato knew of the unpublished story as well. That's why the story was unpublished. The story that Iris had written based on my notes from the time. Ah, yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles. Exactly. It was a work of fiction, but based on the grim reality of a huge beast of a dog being used as a murder weapon. A dog with the Baskerville family emblem around its neck. Armed with those two clues, I feared you and Sasato might arrive at the truth. I invented that story about having collapsed to justify her leaving London and returning to Japan at once. All in aid of halting any investigations you and she might have been contemplating.
I see. One thing I've never understood. Why Sasato-san came across that manuscript in Japan, though? You know, Iris is the Hound of the Baskerville story. I mean,
Sholmes sent it to me. That was before Sasato left Japan. He was very troubled about what should be done about it, you see. I'd read it and carelessly left it on my desk, which is where Sasato came across it, of course. It was the only case Sholmes and I ever pursued that I didn't record in meticulous detail. I was stunned when I discovered that young Iris had pieced together so much of it from my paltry notes. Sholmes and I discussed the matter and decided that we couldn't allow the story's publication. At that point, I returned the manuscript by post to Sholmes for safekeeping.
oh, and that's when it got put into the thing. So you did all that to stop Iris from finding the truth out about her father.
That's right, because Sholmes had told me how astute she'd become. However, having witnessed events in court today, I must say my opinion has somewhat shifted.
Oh?
I think at some point in the future, the time will come for Iris to know the truth. When it does, well, I believe it'll be for the best.
I think so too. Actually, Professor, I wanted to talk to you about something too.
Judging from that expression, I'd say you'd come to a decision, have you?
Yes, I have. I will be returning with you to Japan.
Are you quite sure?
I'm really only here as a substitute for Kazuma. He's here in Britain now, as originally intended. Locum student Naruhodo doesn't really have a right to stay, I think.
I see.
Looking back now, when I first arrived here in February, my becoming a lawyer just seemed to be the way things turned out. With Kazuma, Sasato-san, and Mr. Sholmes all gently pushing me in that direction. I spent the best part of a year immersed in this world, but always aware of a seed of doubt inside me. Until today. Standing in that courtroom earlier, all doubts vanished from my mind. I was totally focused. I was sure of my belief in my client, and I was sure I could see the trial through. And at the end of it, I finally realized no one else chose this path for me. I chose it myself.
The path of a defense lawyer, eh?
Yeah, that's what I am now. That's what I'll be going back going back with you to Japan as. And that's the path I'll be following for the rest of my life.
Well, sounds like you've made quite a resolution there.
I have.
Very well then. I must say it's extremely welcome news. I shall make arrangements for your return first thing tomorrow, but I don't imagine we'll depart for a few days.
Not with the symposium having been cancelled now. Such a shame.
Never mind, I'm sure there'll be other opportunities in the future. Well then, I'll bid you good night.
Uh-oh. Sasato-san. Just wanted to let you know I'm back. Did you, hear what your father and I were discussing? I'm sorry, I did, yes. I couldn't help but... Oh, how much did you hear? Well, from the part about Iris's real father, I think. In other words, from the beginning. So you've made up your mind. You'll return to Japan and continue working as a defense lawyer. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really should have consulted you about it. I did want to earlier this evening, actually, but you'd already gone out. Oh no, that's quite all right. I already knew that's what you'd decide, Naruhodo-san. You did? Um, Sasato-san? Uh, yes? Suppose this means it has to be farewell soon. I suppose. You'll be a great help to Kazuma going forward. I mean, I know he's a brilliant lawyer, but he's new to the British courtroom. He'll certainly benefit greatly from having a brilliant judicial assistant at his side. I'll do my very best. I wish I could say it, but I just can't. Can't ask her to come with me. After all, she was always supposed to be coming to Britain as Kazuma's assistant. It's growing late. We should both try to get some sleep. I'm sure you must be exhausted after today. Oh yes, you're right. Before I retire, let me just say one more time. You really were quite splendid in court today. So if you ask me, anyone who thinks of you as a substitute or a locum should be ashamed of themselves. Sasato-san. Thank you. There's no way she's coming. She's coming along. There's no way she's gonna sneak on that ship with us. Calling it now. 7th of November, 5:42 a.m. Bright and early, Port of Dover, quayside. Can't believe this day's finally come. You're really leaving then, Runo? I'm afraid so, Iris. Thank you so much for everything. I don't know what I'll do without your wonderful cooking and delicious tea. Oh, I wish you weren't going, but you have to come back and visit. Say you will. Of course. I promise. So that's really sad for them, because these two are they're friends, you know? Well, it was a very brief reunion, but it was a pleasure to pursue a case with you again after so long. For a while, at least, it felt like old times. Yes, I suppose on reflection, there's something to be said for it. Having a little fun once in a while. I'll just go and say goodbye to the professor as well, I think. All right, Iris, you do that. Big ol' honk.
Susato-san.
Voiced.
I've just checked, Naruhodo-san. Your luggage is already on board. Such a beautiful morning. Perfect for embarking on a journey, isn't it?
Before I set off, I'd just like to say how thankful I am for everything you've done for me. And give my warmest regards to Kazuma, please.
Actually, I think you ought to give him your regards in person, don't you?
Oh.
Sorry?
Ryunosuke.
Ow.
Kazuma! What are you doing here?
Do you really think I'd miss my best friend's departure?
This is so weird hearing them fully voiced.
Thanks. To be honest, I'd been looking forward to our wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's capital, but,
Well, we'll have to save that for another time. Personally, I'm looking forward to facing you in court again.
Me too. But, we're both defense lawyers, so,
I'm going to become a prosecutor. I'll stay in Lord Van Zieks' tutelage for the time being, but before long, I intend to be just as formidable as the Reaper himself.
Oh, I see.
Actually, Ryunosuke, I have a favor to ask.
Oh?
Name it.
Ah.
I'd like you to take care of this for me for a while.
Karuma? Why?
Because I've seen it now. I've seen what's inside me. The demon that reared its ugly head that day.
Mm-hmm. I get it, actually.
It was only for the briefest of moments. The last time I came face to face with that inspector. But it was unmistakable. I wanted to kill him. I've always known there are demons that live inside people. And now I know there is one in me. The fact that it very nearly consumed me is something I'll carry with me until the end of my days. While I devote my life to fighting those whose demons have got the better of them. As a prosecutor.
So, that's what you've resolved to do, is it?
Oh.
Until I'm
Resolve,
ready
that's a
to face
subtitle.
the demon within me. To slay it once and for all. I leave this in your care. If you'll take it.
Can we go get it repaired while we're there?
I'll keep it by my side. Always.
Be nice if we get that repaired.
Until we meet again, then. You have your path to follow, and I have mine.
Naruhodo-san? The path you're going to follow from now on. I wonder if I might follow it at your
Ah,
side,
there we go.
unless I'd be a burden.
What? I mean, I would very much like you to come with me. But aren't you...
You're so predictable, Ryunosuke.
Ah.
I am?
Honestly, you never change at all. But that's what I like about you.
Oh, yowie moment.
You mean you knew about this?
It was the evening after Lord Van Zieks' trial came to an end. She came to see me at the prosecutor's office.
Really?
That was her
When I had
important
that
thing, yeah.
conversation with Professor Mikotoba.
So, you'd go with Ryunosuke back to Japan?
Yes. I know it's unfair of me to follow my own interests like this.
Coming here especially to tell me. You're a stickler for etiquette, aren't you? Well, what are his feelings?
We've never discussed it, of course, and Naruhodo-san has made no such suggestion.
Even though he's wanted to, it's been in his internal monologue, which at these times were internal.
I worry that perhaps I'd be a burden to him.
He's just as much of a stickler for etiquette as you are. He'd never say anything before he was asked. But I'd feel happy knowing you were with him. Look out for him on my behalf, will you?
Of course.
Susato-san.
What do you think, Naruhodo-san?
With you by my side, no trial would seem too daunting. So if you're willing, I'd be honored if you'd come with me.
Aww.
Together we can take on the world.
terribly incompetent, but if you'll have me, I'd be delighted.
Oh, no, not at all. If anyone's terribly incompetent, it's me.
He's cute.
What's wrong?
Your luggage, Susato-san. There's no time. The ship's going to set sail any minute now.
It's all right. There's no need to worry. As it happens, my luggage is already on board too.
It is?
Your fine judicial assistant has everything in hand as always.
Oh man, I'm just smiling over this whole time.
Bruno, your ship's about to leave.
Is that the first time is that the first time we've heard Iris the whole time? Has Iris had one line? Maybe in some of the other cutscenes, but
Draw your sword.
wait. Wait. Yo. Yo.
One day, when our paths cross, once more, we'll fight a duel of words across the courtroom. A day I eagerly await as a lawyer.
I've been waiting to hear you say that, partner.
So, like, are the people on the boat watching going, like, we can't leave until this guy comes aboard? The captain's like, don't stop them, it's Kino.
Don't forget me then, Kazuma.
As if I could, Ryunosuke.
And Mr. Sholmes, thank you so much. I'm very much indebted to you.
Indeed, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe you are.
That is, okay, yeah, that's so close to the voice I gave him. That's actually really close, so it's all good.
I'll never forget all you've done for me during my time in London.
Quite. I should like to think you will remember your debt of gratitude. Especially when I visit you in your country.
Oh, cool.
What? The truth is, although many are ignorant of the fact, the world is far smaller than most folk realize.
True. Get on a plane. Go somewhere.
Well, I'd be delighted if you came to Japan one day.
Oh yes, would welcome you with open arms, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, that sounds wonderful! I can't wait!
Yeah, it's weird because I don't think Iris has ever had a voice line the whole game until now.
In that case, let us conclude that this is to be merely a brief parting, my dear fellows.
I could see them making a sequel to
And
this.
that brings us to the end of my adventures in Great Britain.
Probably it would be mostly set in Japan this time.
A peculiar twist of fate brought me halfway around the world those many months ago. But that was just the start of my journey. Who knows where fate will lead me next? Still, I'm confident this won't be my last meeting with the friends I've made in London. And when we're together again, no doubt the first words I'll hear will be,
Objection?
Come, the game is afoot.
Okay, no, never mind.
The ship, with our friends from the east, sailed steadily towards the distant horizon. But Sholmes' face was alight with joy.
Oh, this is such a good way to
The times
bookend
may
it,
change,
man.
But a steadfast friendship will remain true, Wilson. We have but to gently close our eyes, and we are with our companions once more.
So I do just that. And when I do, I can hear his strong, familiar voice ring out.
objection!
There we go. I knew they'd end with that.
Until we meet again, Bruno.
Oh, that was good. Man. I do think, like, as a package, if you consider this, one, Shu Takumi, oh my god, there is a wealth of quality difference between this and Ace Attorney 456. Massive. I've been thoroughly inundated with inquiries about my remote cinematograph since that day, but I'm no purveyor of electric goods and what of the promised closed court secrecy. Anyway, I've decided an absence from London is in order, sojourn in distant climes. The Empire of Japan, perhaps. I understand that wardrobe class incurs no charge whatsoever. Oh, he's going in the thing. No, this is very similar to 1, 2, and 3, where 4, 5, and 6 lacked some of the charm. I gave a little note to Hurley the other day. It just said, "Thank you for everything, Daddy." But it made Hurley cry. Aw, and I gave him some lotion I'd invented as well, to dye his hair red safely. But he said that it might make him cry too, so he'd rather not use it. Oh, then you'd have the same hair color. Yeah, I like Ace Attorney 456, but they're a definite step down where this felt like so in line with 1, 2, and 3. It was really good. In those days when I was known as the Reaper, I felt your presence at my side. Once unable to bear the burden of that grim pseudonym, I even retired from the courtroom. Despite everything, I still wear your prosecutor's badge with pride. But the darkness that once beset me is no more, as you too are no more. In the words of a young foreign friend of mine, I must stride forward toward a bright future. Okay. Yeah, I think the writing for this was so much tighter. Just the fact everything weaved back together. My boss left me a note for him, you know. I can read every letter now. A to Z, the whole lot. It's cleared a load of stuff up. The boss was trying to protect me, see? That's exactly what me and Chief Inspector Toby are going to be doing to keep doing for Londoners. I only wish I could have said how grateful I was before he, you know. And I think that's the thing that makes this game mature as opposed to a lot of the other Ace Attorneys. Important characters die. And not in a case one thing, in a, oh no, as the game goes on sort of thing. Gina, truth is, I'm not the upstanding fellow you think I am. You might be a diver at art, but it's a good heart. You reminded me I need to be true to myself. I've got one more job to take care of before it's ta-ta to London town for the time foreseeable. And then I've got to complete your education in the art of detection a la Gregson, as they say. Yeah, I find it interesting that we have characters that are both, they're complex characters. Much more complex to most Ace Attorney characters. Oh, ouchie! Your Excellency, this man's accused of illegal entry into the office of Minister of Foreign Affairs. Objection. Oh. Objection. Oblique overstatement overruled. The ministry has been... I can't read this. Who is the Catfish Council for the Defense on Women are forbidden into the courtroom? Oh, really? My friend Sasato-san in the British courtroom all the time and doing a wonderful job. I can barely read this in time. Perhaps I should have engaged the services of a regular legal team. I mean, there was the quirky characters, but they felt like there was a lot less. And a lot more just narratively woven in characters, which is for the best, because a lot of Ace Attorney characters just come across as just funny caricatures mostly. Oh? So super wrong. Mama, is it true about Japanese people? Are they experts at filleting corpses? Yes, they are. Fish corpses on the whole. I'd like to hone my own filleting skills. You don't mind, do you, Mama? Yes, I do. I'm not a corpse yet, am I? I was so sure. No. And I'm glad. I was so sure that these two would be related to Iris. In fact, I'm 90% certain I saw someone who I thought was writing spoilers say that, and I'm like, shit, did I get spoiled? No, it wasn't. I was super duped. I get duped by fake spoilers all the time. Oh my god. Here I am again in Great Britain on the invitation of my dear old university friend. He sent me a very nice letter saying he'd like to show me around every now that everything was settled. But what have I done? I was so excited. I picked this splendid hotel. Now I can't afford the bill. Oh, Barok, come to my rescue again, please. I wish I could vanish into thin air sometimes. He was French for a bit there. Just a bit. These are really nice big credits. I like them. I like chunky credits. Ah. When I went to make the waxwork impression of the killer in the cemetery, I realized what had happened. But even in the witness stand of the highest court in the land, I could never speak of it. The Lord Chief Justice and I had struck a bargain, you see. For a faithful reproduction of the visage, there is nothing we two spells would not do. She was a good character. She might be my favorite character, actually. Like, she legitimately might be my absolute favorite character. Not only is she really hot, but she's also really fun. Everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passers-by, you know. Everyone calls me Peppino. I sell the spaghetti. It's rather more redder than my head. Everyone, they call me. No, I cannot do it. This is ridiculous. Oh, Daly, how charming. You've made lots of new friends here, I see. Yes, and when we're released, we're all going to strike it rich together. Yeah, I did not think we'd see these guys again. I mean, it is Where Are They Now, so it makes sense. Look at him eating the pasta. When I was accepted on the foreign study tour, I knew exactly what path I had to take. However it might have ended, I knew that I wanted you there to see it. If I ended up in the dock, there's no one I would have rather had defending me. But now, thanks to you, there's a new path I want to take. I'm sure we'll meet again in the courtroom, my friend. Until then, I'll leave Karma in your care. Yes, oh man, also shoutouts to ending, like, when they combine all the songs together, the ending medleys. Oh, so good. I've made some tea, Naruhodo-san. It's important that you rest while you can. Once we arrive in Japan, you shall be busy establishing your new office. I'm so delighted to be accompanying you. After all, your talents have been recognized by a great detective. Because you really are the greatest of lawyers. A great ace attorney, some might say. They said the line! I really hope there is a final credit scene which cuts back to Ace Attorney 1 graphics and Phoenix Wright like, oh yeah, there's my great grandpappy's sword. There it is. They filled in the Dharma eyes. Oh, so good. Look at that. Even the cat, who I completely forgot about, is here. Wagahai. Yeah, just imagine a cut to Ace Attorney 1 graphics, and it's like, yep, that's my grandpa's sword. Don't know why that's there, but wait, can I walk around? Oh, I thought it was gonna randomly turn into like a side scroller. I started moving. I was like, wait, what? That'd be crazy. Oh my god, I forgot when she was in the outfit. That was so good. That was so good. And I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. The voices for Ryunosuke and Sasato are wild because it sounds exactly like my students. Because my students, they all, like, you know, they're Asian doing English as a second language, and it has the exact same cadence to it. It's remarkable how well they got that, which is really cool. But no, I really did enjoy this. I thought that this was a super good package. I hope if we go forward, you know, an Ace Attorney, you know, a new Ace Attorney, which apparently they are thinking of doing, right? There's been talk about it. That it would be one, like this sort of graphical style. Tokyo actor consumer, well, weird credit there. I forgot about this fella and his dancing. I hope it's like this style of graphics. I hope it's, this sort of level of quality. And I would honestly, I'd say instead of doing more Phoenix Wright, I would do another game with Ryunosuke. I would love to see a game about how then he goes back to Japan from this. I think that'd be lovely, right? I feel like it would make more sense personally than to go back to Phoenix Wright again at this point. Lord knows they're not going back to Apollo Justice. I just really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed playing this. It was nice because, again, I'd say a Ace Attorney game was something I always wanted to be able to let's play. But the problem was, I also shout out to Janet Hisu there. I think she's been on since Ace Attorney 1, and just fully understands everything about Ace Attorney localization. She does so good. I always wanted to do an Ace Attorney Let's Play, but I couldn't because they were all either on systems I couldn't record, or I played most of them already on my own, right? And so when this finally came out here, I was so excited to be able to play one of my favorite franchises with you guys, right? And to sort of share that and share the experience with you all. And, it was great. If there's a new Ace Attorney in the future, I will absolutely be doing this as well, right? Look at him go. Yeah. Oh my God, look at these two. So weird. I love it. I'll say, while there was some twists I got early, there was even more that truly took me by surprise. Right? Oh yeah, he did that once there where it was the kabuki pose. Yeah. And then him going super... That was absolutely a reference to Damon Gant, right? It had to be. He went full Damon Gant. He already looked a bit like Damon Gant, so... This was 4 hours of me playing straight. Jeez. I might have to see about splitting this in two. And they do their pose. That's cool. This was real good. Just, honestly, yeah. This was... I think this might be... if I'm really thinking about the quality of this, I mean, you have to consider it as a package. If this was just Great Ace Attorney 1, it'd be like, okay. But I feel like the way Great Ace Attorney 2 wraps into it, if you consider it one game, which, I mean, it basically was made to be, but it was in Capcom's Greed era, so that's why it was broken into two. If you consider it one game, this is probably, the best Ace Attorney game. If you think about it individually, maybe not as much. I think this has some of the best cases, though. And just the way everything wraps back together. This game was damn good. Thank you all for watching it with me. Well, watching me play it. Yo, that art freaking rules. I love it. I also need to check what Chivos I missed. Because I'm, real curious what I missed. I mean, I'm not going to go get them, but it's on the Switch. Who cares? But I want to know. I thought I heard footsteps and there was something going on there. Okay, so special contents. Let's see here. Okay, so first up, accolades. What did we miss? For being awarded all others. Having dug around to find every argument about shovels and spades. Oh, ladders and step ladders. I missed that one. For Lockian for reading every new idea on Iris's blackboard. For examined the bed in episode 2. Okay. For having examined the fireplace in Sholmes' suite well with Sasato. That woman? That's a question marks one. For having named Takatsuji, Ouchi, and Yujin Mikotoba as the victim in case 1. The Noodler. For honestly... see, you get ones for answering them wrong. That's crazy. I can't even see what that one is. Gallery of characters there. Portraits. Yeah, so you can see art that... Whoa! Whoa, these are crazy. Create something realistic, suggestive of Descendants manga-style hair. Those are crazy design concepts. I wish he wore this more, because that was such a good outfit. Sasato. Right, that was cute. Traveling clothes, only knowing it would only appear in anime to keep it simple. Right, her hair is appropriately done for the time. Early, I wasn't clear how folksy to make her. Made her feel characters, softened her into a young lady. Drawn to help with the anime. So vitally important for any discrepancies in renderings. That's neat. Not to interfere, but sometimes minor corrections, constant dilemma. So factoring in design on how she'd appear alongside the contrast of, the contrast there is important. Sholmes. Yo, the Sholmes gun is an exception to the rule that it consists of technology belonging to a much modern era and takes fantasy elements. Nice. Right, the goggles. They didn't get used too much. Indoor attire. Right, his hair is styled in... Oh, it's supposed to be like smoke. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. And yeah, I guess by giving him the different hair, it would definitely look more... Yo, he is zooting. Sketch I did in the initial proposal document. Analyzing evidence played a crucial role. Natural character design wasn't fixed, so the general direction had been decided. Whoa, this is very different. Dark London steampunk. In the end, Sholmesness was too diluted, so the design was scrapped. Yeah, that's crazy. Iris, right? Child genius character. Another of eccentric elements. Fringe. Wait. What appears to be ribbons that tie in a bow she has a Mobius strip hair? That's insane. I never noticed that. That's crazy. Flower motif. That's cool. Little guys, yeah. Oh, here's an early design. I definitely think we got a better one than that. Some more early ones. Magical Girl Punch. Right? Almost done. I think the final one is a lot better. Kazuma, yo. Key visual. Oh, the early one had him look like a student council president. Right? So Satoru Hosonaga was the one who wore it. Oh, that's cool. Right? Yeah, they definitely changed. Oh, they changed him for the better. Van Zieks. Oh my god, this sucked. Yeah, this is, wow. Yeah, you got so much better. See, these are better. These are better. This one's okay. I think the final one was so much better. Yujin, Ouchie, right? Chunmage Topnadi immediately agreed. Supreme Judge decided to take a different direction with the judge to accentuate the military atmosphere. Oh, he is? Of course, Jigoku. He'd be based on King Enma. Yeah, of course. That just makes sense. Yeah, okay. Military man. Kicking and screaming with the baby. Yeah, okay. Giselle Brett, the first Western character you encounter. Yeah, sure. The first Western style character. Immediately, obviously, Russian appearance. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fair, right? I was constrained in terms of her clothing. There aren't many unorthodox female forms of the game. Try to bring out telltale lines of a young lady. What does that mean? Oh, there he is. There's his feet. You can actually see them. Look at that. Look at my guy. Okay. Moving on to the British Empire, Judge the Old Bailey. Oh, that's not real hair, I guess. Didn't even notice that. The wig, by the way, isn't a visual gag. It's actually what the judges wore. Okay, well, there we go. Very neat. Right, the jurors. Right? Some character traits between them. Okay. Mr. Tatsumi had asked for this I could come across as someone with a nervous disposition and erratic behavior. So those were in his facial expressions. Even though he's based on a real person, the society of this game has a unique appearance with heavily exaggerated features. Right? I hadn't specifically I'd been asked to include the cat, but since I sketched tricolor calico at his feet, he was delighted when Wagahai was picked up and used in the game. That's kind of fun how that is. The Garadebs here, the sun and moon, yeah. Along with the idea of the pufferfish. Oh my god, I see the pufferfish. Right, I see that there. Now, pairs of witnesses, I have an idea how these two interact. Right, the idea of them as a single unit. Yeah, they're modeled after Marionette dolls. Sure. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Right. Design Gregson as a typical Scottish Scotland Yard detective. Always stuff in his pockets. Right. Gina was one of the characters who underwent the most things. She wasn't going to be a pickpocket. Had to redesign her. Requested the clothes not quite fit properly. That's why her shirt's too large. Give a feminine spark through her boyish appearance. Male Stronghart, a character who's immediately you understand what he's going for. Yeah, his name is Vortex in Japanese. Shut up. Okay, I get that. Yeah, I get that. It's like a maelstrom. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a unicorn horn. I didn't even notice that. Black Panther's there as well. Egbert Benedict, quintessential English gentleman, right? Are they gonna say he also looks like? No, they don't. They don't say. They don't say him there. All right, this is the one you get for beating the game. Yeah. Then this one, Brothers of the Dawn, from the vaults. Oh, is this for the first game then? Oh no, this is just more. Oh no, that was for the first game. Now it's more. Okay. So let's just see here. Masked Apprentice. Give him a male apprentice. It'll be hard to add a new character. We'll see what we can do. Younger. Oh, so it wasn't planned immediately to have him come back? Was that what we're going for? That it wasn't planned immediately? See, I kind of just want to read about this on my own, because I could do it forever. Ryotaro, since women weren't allowed, had to go as a man. There are two options. It looks so unique that neither player nor the other characters know who they were, whether the player would soon figure it out and the characters remain oblivious. Right? There were no qualms about using a second. I was making a masculine look. Not being able to cut her hair, considering what happened in the story of the first episode, left design decisions quite limited. So the choice was only the one we had. I worked in several ways to make the jacket too big. Right? Yeah. Ray didn't exist in the first one. Okay, the only character slated was Many Memo. Then it was Mikotoba. Oh, interesting. Yeah, like I you know, that's fine. I could be here reading this all day, and I don't necessarily want to do that because that's super boring, and also I've been recording for 4 hours already. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm probably going to split this into 2 videos. I will see you guys next time for some more, because I'm sure there'll be more Ace Attorney games in the future. But for now, the next big game I'm playing, the next big narrative-focused game, it's finally time to head on down to Ibaraki. I'll see you all in Higurashi, guys. We'll see you then. Ciao.
Yeah.